Wesleyan was a choice that, as often happens when you're 14 years old, your mother is involved with it. The judge said, Ms. Hunter, he says, you send him to the military academy or I'll send him to reform school.
And Lew was just something I had never seen before because he was this big corn-fed, Gentile, blonde, beautiful guy with this big sort of head and face and kind of outsized personality. And he was just, he had this beautiful, like, innocent look, and he was talking about sex and violence and more sex and more violence. And it was like, wow, this guy's cool. UCLA is going to be like more fun than I thought it would be.
Sex, I don't know. I probably wish there was more sex. Never, you know, I was at that, particularly at that particular era in my life when the hormones were raging.
And Lew probably doesn't want me to tell this, but I know when he was in high school, he and some of his friends were driving down country roads and knocking over mailboxes with a baseball bat. And I don't think it was Lew's first run-in with the Justice of the Peace. And Lew was given the alternative of being incarcerated or going to military school. So I think Lew was, were you the first guy to go to Wentworth from Superior, Nebraska?
Oh, I don't think there's been one since either.
It's a good story.
You really think so?
You don't think it is?
I don't think it is. You really want me to tell that story? There's about 400 people there, and we're having a sit-down dinner. And they start introducing the professors from all over. I mean, we had this lavish seafood buffet of shrimps and crab and oysters and, I mean, everything. It was really lovely. And they get to Lew Hunter. I have no idea what possessed him. To this day, I will never know what possessed him. He stood up on his chair when they said Lew Hunter, and he mooned the entire 400 people. And I'm telling you that I thought I was going to pass out. I did not think it was funny. He never got invited back.
One day that ABC car, sorry.
No one said one word to me about it. He never, of course, he never said one word about it, but a lot of his students will be shocked.
In 1956, I wrote 92 letters. 35 people said, no, you can't go to Hollywood. You can't go to Los Angeles. They stab you in the front there, for God's sake. If you want to be successful bad enough, go. But he says there's a little bit of that. Stay in Chicago where it's safe and warm.
Lew Hunter is a Hollywood writer, producer, and author of Screenwriting 434. Lew has been a programming executive at all 3 networks. Lew, thank you for joining us.
Delighted to be here.
The film you're going to see tonight is probably not new to you. It was 57. It's 52 years ago.
Lew was a breath of fresh air. He didn't come in to tell people to try to prove himself to that audience. He came in with a sense of craft, a sense of admiration, and truthfully a sense of respect for what the students were doing. So he wasn't the kind of faculty member who in some sense had to prove himself to the student because he was already a professional. And he didn't take the attitude of, I have to beat you down to show you how good I am. And that's something, unfortunately, or whatever you want to see it, is too much part of what, that kind of narrow-minded pedagogy, could be.
The difference, and this is really what this was about, the difference between me and the guy that I played in the movie was that I wouldn't do that. I was struck by how unfair it is to judge people who have this broken part in the way that we generally judge them as some kind of monsters. They're just, it's exactly the same as me, except something's broken.
The thing I remember about taking lines was the producer said, literally, he said, we need a sex scene, like page 7.
And I said, this is where I learned what life was about in the entertainment business.